wanted to tell a funny story. I get a lot of compliments these days that I'm such a good dad. And let me tell you something. Or no. It's that I'm good with kids. I'm horrible with kids. So all you fellas out there that think that you're not going to have kids because you suck with kids, you'll be great with your own kids. I'll tell you two stories about how bad. Yeah, silver's great because silver you can use in industry. So is platinum. Gold's cool, but silver. Anyway, salt, flour, yeah, but the ability to grow your own shit. You guys gotta understand, our compound is getting sick. I do this all day. Like, my hands ache. Just to let you in real quick, and then remind me about the story I was just gonna tell you about, like, my life. I don't like media people anymore. Like, when people are like, oh, you still hang out with blah, blah, you still talk. I'm like, Let me tell you how much better life is when you're just like I had a moment today that made me realize how much of a fag I am and how much of a fucking fag some of my like friends in media are. So like probably my closest friend in the area, who's my neighbor, we hang out all the time. He helped build this and we're always having claws and just fucking repping. He brings over wood. He's like, his whole family has 4 kids. So generous and just unbelievable people. He's wearing a yellow vest today. And I'm like, oh, dude, yeah, repping the yellow vest protest in France. And he's like, dude, I'm going to work. And I'm like, I'm a faggot. You know, it's like in my world, it's like, oh, wear a yellow vest to fucking show that you friend. It's like he's like, dude, I'm a truck driver. Like, we wear yellow vests. I'm like, I can't believe I didn't even think of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just was so telling as to my fucking faggy life. Where it's like, in my life, it's like if Joe Rogan's wearing a yellow vest, it's to show. My buddy's just like, dude, I'm going to work. I'm like, dude, I am a fucking fag. It was just so obvious. All right, so anyway. And hit the like button, by the way, unless you're also a fag. Subscribe, too. There's 5,600 people here. Some of you must be new. You can't all know of the bear. But you do now. Why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Then hit alert to the Jews at YouTube. They don't keep you from me. By the way, how insane is it that now I can do Jew jokes and you guys just laugh? You don't even think about it. That's the power of just not lying, guys. It's fucking magic. It's the ultimate wizardry is non-wizardry. Anyway, so here's 2 stories about how fucking bad I am with other people's kids. Because like you see me and Walter and me and the kids, and I'm like, I'm made to be a dad. Like honestly, like I'm a really good dad. And I'm comfortable with them. I'm caring. We hang out. It's all good. These are, I'll tell you 2 stories from my life. Okay, so my mom used to be the head of something called La Leche League before it became an SJW absolute nightmare. My mom's earthy as fuck and just salt of the earth, you know. And back then they didn't have the internet, and she was against vaccinations, and she's all about breastfeeding, and we didn't get circumcised. And, you know, she said that, you know, she'd get us food. She's like, I need to know the cow we eat. Like, legit. And not, did someone just say humble sarcastically? Banned for life. That's so unacceptable. It's laughable. And humble. Yeah, you're never allowed to talk again. Anyway, and we weren't wealthy at all. We were on government cheese for a good chunk of my childhood until, I mean, we were technically under the poverty line, even though my dad and my mom were both highly educated. But my mom's a stay-at-home mom, and my dad was a adjunct professor, so that he made like $12,000 a year. So we weren't like these West Hollywood fucking like everything's organic. It was like my mom is real. Like we never had new clothes, but she'd make our clothes. It's how I want to raise my kids. Except I have some Jew money. But anyway, so she would be La Leche League was when all these moms would sit around and talk about breastfeeding before there was internet message boards and shit. And you know, they'd like sit around and talk about sore nipples and all this stuff. It's one of the reasons why I think I'm really good, really good. Go ahead, say so humble. I'm one of the best comedians in the world about men and women being different. Go ahead, be sarcastic. You're banned for life. Anyway, it's because I used to hear women talk all the time about their actual feelings and needs and wants and lives. Because my mom, there's all these moms, just breastfeeding moms in my house every week, just all the time. And so one time, like, and then as we got a little older, you know, people would have their kids there and we were all knew each other's babies. And one time I was throwing bread at one of my dogs and the dog was catching it and I was probably like 14 and this girl was like 6. And I was throwing bread at the dog and the dog's catching it. And the girl goes, "Can I try?" And I go, "Okay." So I just threw a piece of bread at her. Because in my mind, she was like, wanted to be like to catch a piece of bread. And it turned out she wanted to throw the bread at the dog. And so she just started crying. It like just hit off her face. And she was just like, and I was like, what the fuck, you know? That's how bad I was at kids. Another time when I was in LA, one of my friends got me this job at this like little kid daycare thing in Santa Monica. And it was like this little kid playhouse where parents would drop off their kids and we'd watch the kids and all that. I lasted one day because I'd be there and I'd go up to my friend, this girl, because I was like, you know, I was a busboy. I need some extra money. And she was like, "I'd get you a job. How are you with kids?" I'm like, I don't let them die. And she was like, all right, this is one story. So I'm out of I just can't relate to other people's kids. Now I can because I'm around my kids all the time. But like, I go up to her and I'm like, "This dude is freaking out." And she's like, "The dude is 2. I'm like, "I know. But he just keeps like yelling and just being a dick." And she just looked at me like, he's 2. And I'm like, "But why is he being a dick?" So I was out of there. And so I always thought that I wouldn't be a good dad. I was like, I'm horrible with kids. But it turns out I'm not at all. I'm awesome with kids now. So just have kids. Like it'll click with you. Other people's kids aren't being a parent. It's like I never liked kids. Like people would be like, "Oh, bring my kids over." And I'm like, is he going to be an asshole like last time? It's like he's 3. It's like, what does that mean to me? What does that mean to me? He's 3. So does that mean he gets to yell at me? He gets to talk shit? It's like, why is he yelling?